This is another form of combining SAS datasets called one-to-one merging. So say I've got two datasets, dataset A and B, and I've got two variables in each, X and Y and U and V. So all the variables are different in these two datasets. So if I merge them together, I get two separate things, X, Y, U, and V, and nothing happens, nothing overwrites anything. On the other hand, you can see this merge A-B statement, that was all I used. On the other hand, if I have two data sets that have a single variable that's the same, so I've got an X and a Y and an X and a V, if I run these two together and then I'm going to merge A-B and then run that, what happens is, in the original data set, this was a V and this was an X and this is a Y, so this was data set A and this was data set B. You can see how I had a 1 and a 3 in the first two observations and a 10 and a 30 in these first two observations. I had XY and XV. So you can see how what happened was this one overwrote this one. So I got rid of these and it became a 10 and a 30. And then I still have 2, 4, 6 and 20, 40 and a missing observation. One thing to notice is that this missing observation in the second data set did not overwrite the 5 in the first data set. So merging will overwrite things unless they're missing. Compare this data set though to the other data set. If I merge the other direction, if I say merge BA, then A is going to be my master data set that I'm using to overwrite the stuff in B. So when I run this, I get the other way around. Instead of the U and V, this was an X variable, instead of the U and V, instead of the 10 and 30, I'm going to replace that with the 1 and 3, and because this one's missing in this data set but is good in this one, the 5 is going to come over here. So I've got 1, 3, 5, everything got rewritten, and then still 20, 40, and 2, 4, 6 in the same way. You can also notice that the order in which the variables appear down here is different, and that's because the original data set was the data set B, that is the one with X and V in it, and then we overwrote it, so that's why those two get listed first, and then we overwrote that with the X from the first data set that went down here, and then Y got added at the end of the data set.